So I've never made a video like this, but it's about time, right? One of the biggest things men have an issue with is watching porn. Straight up, man. And I don't think a lot of dudes really understand what porn does to you, right? So what porn does, man, it desensitizes you, right? It's the same way like nowadays you see all these videos of people getting online and stuff like that. And now it's to a point where in this world, we're desensitized to people getting, which is crazy because it's a human losing their life, but we see it so much on our phones and on the internet that it's like, it's just everyday business to us. It's like people die every day, B. That's how most people feel until it affects you. There was 2 specific times I remember in my early 20s where I couldn't get up with a woman. When it was time to perform, I couldn't get up. And what you got to understand is the more and more you watch porn, when you get in person with the woman, you won't be able to perform, or you're going to finish very fast. When a woman realizes you can't get up, or once that happens, she's disgusted. She's not gonna want to deal with your ass again. She gonna block you, and she's not gonna want to hear from you again. Women don't give you second chances when it comes to XCX activities. And I know some of y'all over here done been through that, man. Let me know in the comments. But man, it's the worst position to be in when you watching all this porn, but then you get in person, you can't get up, because what's going on in your brain is now that you're actually in person with the real female, you're thinking in your head you got to do all these tricks that you see on the porn and all this kind of stuff you didn't watched on the hub, and not understanding that's not real life. See, that's why I stopped watching porn, because I couldn't get up with women in real life. But now that I haven't watched it in over 8-9 years, I'm able to perform. Because that's man, that's so tragic when you with the woman and you can't even get up. That's hella tragic, bro. Like, I don't think y'all understand, but you never want to see, what you got to understand is you don't ever want to be at a point where you're not aroused in real life. And that's what porn does, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to, man, in middle school, high school, and a little bit after college, man, I used to go crazy with watching porn. But guess what? I wasn't getting SCX like that. And then when I realized, when I start getting women who actually wanted to have it with me, then I realized in person I wasn't aroused by a real woman, which is crazy. Because a lot of y'all dudes, you be aroused by watching somebody on the internet on a phone, but you can't get aroused in real life. That's crazy. Your ass gonna end up having ED. That's why you gotta stop watching it, man. Like porn, man, it destroys your brain cells. You're not motivated no more, man. No, it's gonna be hard to stop watching it. It's hard. But what you gotta understand is it's worth it. Because the worst thing ever, again, is to get in person and you can't get up with the real woman. That woman, you ain't gonna never see her ass again. I remember the first woman I couldn't get up with, she was disgusted with me. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't even look at me. It was just like, all right, the door right there. Or you don't want to get to a point where you finish quick. Because again, you ain't gonna never see that woman again as well. Because also too, by watching too much of it, porn, what it does is it distorts your view of how you think it should go sexually with the woman. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're watching something that these people get paid to do this online. You know, so now in person, you thinking you got to do all these tricks or throw her in the air and do all this crazy stuff. So now, because of you watching porn, you have this distorted view of how it should look. And I'm telling you, man, like the quicker you stop, the better your XCX life is going to be. I promise you that. Because there's 2 specific times with women I wanted to get it in with, but I just couldn't get up. I didn't know what to do because I had all this stuff going on in my head. Like, what if I don't perform correctly? What if I don't do it right? Man, like all this kind of stuff I was thinking about in my head. Why? Because I was watching too much goddamn porn. That's why I don't understand OnlyFans, man. I don't get it, because to me, internet can't turn me on. Looking at a woman on a computer screen or on my phone does not turn me on at all. I promise you. You know, dudes be like, man, I can't stop watching or looking at chicks on Instagram, or get like, how does that even turn you on? A woman through a webcam or anything like that doesn't turn me on. I get turned on by dealing with women in real life. That's what turns me on. But a lot of you, man, I'm sure you get with a woman in real life, you all nervous, you got anxiety, you think you gotta be perfect and all this performing, or you finish quick, all because you watching too much goddamn porn. And now you desensitized. You desensitized, and that's the worst thing to become, is to be desensitized. Because if you can't perform with a woman in real life, that's going to affect your dating life. Because now you're not going to be able to keep a woman around, because women, they got to be sexually satisfied, or else they're going to go get it from somebody else. And you don't want that to happen. You know, so I know it's some guys over here who's struggling with it, and you got to put a pause on it today, and it's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? You just got to cut it out a little bit at a time. But man, I'm telling you, it's worth it, because again, once I couldn't get up with two women in real life, that was the stop right there. That's when I actually stopped doing it. And it's not like I actually knew. I didn't know this thing, but I was just like, man, let me stop watching porn. And what I realized over the years was like, man, I could get up with women in real life and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it, because again, the worst thing ever is to get with a woman in real life and you can't get up, and you like this woman and you can't get your thing on you know, max mode. You can't get on max mode. And that's what happens to a lot of dudes. You get with that woman you want for real, and she wants to get it in. You can't get on max mode. Like, two things that will destroy your dating life is watching too much porn and not having your own crib. You're gonna be affected by that. If you don't have a place to bring a woman back to, or you know what I'm saying, you're watching too much porn, that is going to affect your dating life. I promise you. I promise you it is. Because if you watch too much porn, you're used to getting up from watching women on the phone, like I said many times on this video. And you don't want to get into that mode, because then in real life, you ain't gonna be able to get up, because you like, man, I'm used to watching women on the internet. Forget a woman in person. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to be in that mode where you just can't perform. I'm telling you. Because when it happened to me the 2 times in my 20s, I was so ashamed by it. Because it's 2 women that I could have been dealing with consistently, but I messed it up from the jump. And I still think about it to this day. You know what I'm saying? So like I say on every video, man, just make sure you continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over as always. Make sure y'all go lock into my Patreon. That link is in the description. If you want just one-on-one time with me, one-on-one consultations, if you want to see exclusive content, that link is in the description. And also, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, I'm gone.